Hi guys, I'm finally back. Today's recipe is a recipe from Plated. It's 4-cheese mac and cheese with mixed greens. And mixed greens in a salad, not in the mac and cheese. That would be weird. Yeah, so here's that. Here's what it looks like. It's supposed to look like. Here's the ingredients and the instructions. You're going to need olive oil, salt and pepper, a large pot, a high-sided pan, and a baking sheet. Although you're not putting anything on the baking sheet, you're just putting in this tin. So with this recipe, they gave us a tin to put our mac and cheese on, so that's nice. It's got flour, it's got panko, we've got milk, a couple of things of milk. We've got the spring lettuce mix, the fusilli pasta, parsley. We've got 3 different types of cheeses, a lemon. The 3 types of cheeses are cheddar cheese, fontina cheese, and Gruyere. And that's it. So basically we're going to preheat the oven to 450. Oh, there's butter too. Sorry, the butter, little packets of butter, unsalted. It's getting to room temperature. And we're going to put that in a little bowl when it's room temperature. But meanwhile, I'm going to put water in the pot and make it come to a boil. Then I'm going to have the lemon and rinse the parsley and chop it up. And then in a separate small bowl, I'm going to add some stuff. And then we're going to get some other stuff together. So let me just get all that started. Put the chopped parsley in this little bowl. We're going to add in the breadcrumbs. And we're going to add in half the Parmesan. So thankfully the cheese is labeled. Although, well, that's not labeled, but this is Gruyere, which is good that they labeled it because Gruyere looks a bit like Parmesan when it's this kind and not this kind. Anyway, sorry. Getting off track. So we're going to add in half the Parmesan. And we're going to add in a teaspoon of olive oil and combine and set aside. I'm pretty sure this is going to be the topping for the mac and cheese. So I have the 2 packets of butter in this other little bowl, and we're going to add in the flour to this. And it says with your fingers, knead until fully blended to form a smooth paste. So I'm just going to mix this together and wash my hands, and then I'll be right back. Alright, so the fusilli goes in the pasta water for 7 minutes until it's al dente, and then it is drained, obviously. So, in the medium high-sided pan, we are putting in the milk, salt and pepper over medium-high heat. Isn't this little thing of milk really adorable? So you're also going to need a whisk. I happen to have a flat whisk, thankfully. And you obviously want to do this in a pan that's not going to be scratched out by a whisk. Okay, so we're going to cook whisking until milk comes to a boil. And once it boils, we're going to whisk in the butter and flour mixture for 30 seconds. Okay, so sorry, something happened and it didn't record. So basically, I waited till it boiled. I put in the butter, I cooked it down for 30 seconds, then I put in the cheese. And we're cooking the cheese down on medium, reduce the heat, and cook for 2 minutes. And keep stirring to make sure it doesn't burn, it doesn't stick, and all of that fun stuff. Okay, next we're going to put the pasta into the pan with the sauce. Okay, so I'm just going to toss this over. And I'm going to coat it really well. And I can turn off the heat. I'm going to put some more salt and pepper, a little bit more. And then I'm going to transfer this to the aluminum tin. And I'm going to put the topping over top of it. And we're going to bake this 5 to 7 minutes. Lastly, to make the salad, I just put lemon juice, olive oil, and salt and pepper in here. I'm going to whisk it together and put in the lettuce, and that's it. Alright, so I'll be back to let you know what it looks like when it's all plated. Okay, here it is. It looks pretty good. I'll be back to let you know what I think of it, because I'm a pretty, tough mac and cheese critic, I think. So, yeah. Hi guys, I'm here to talk about the food. So, like I kind of stated before, I really love macaroni and cheese, and so when I eat a new macaroni and cheese, I usually judge it more harshly. Is that a word? I judge it more than I probably would with something I'm not really familiar with. That being said, I really liked this macaroni and cheese. It had a really good cheese blend. I think that's the thing that I'd like to talk about the most. The thing that kind of makes it's things like this that kind of make a box subscription worth it. Because if you wanted to make macaroni and cheese, I would have had to gone out and I would have to have bought the Gruyere and the Fontina and the cheddar and the Parmesan. I think that's it, right? And then I would have to use some, and then the rest of it would just be kind of sitting in there until I could find a use for it, or it got moldy and it had to be thrown away, or whatever. And it's pretty, I mean, cheese isn't, cheese is cheese, so sometimes it's expensive and sometimes it's not, depending on what kind it is, but it seems like a kind of a waste of money unless you're making macaroni and cheese for a whole lot of people and you're using all the cheese for every single one. And so when you make macaroni and cheese, you can kind of just go, oh, well, I'm just going to make it with this one cheese because that's cheaper, and it's good, but it's not quite the same. So when a box subscription can give you all of those blends of cheeses together, and you're not wasting anything, and it's not, you're just paying for how much you use. It's always pleasant. Yet again, I'm so tired. I mean, I understand that they're trying to keep their price down, and so it's oh, here's a bag of lettuce and here makes this basic dressing to go with it, and I totally understand that, but it always feels like, man, I just wish there was something else other than, oh, here's just some potatoes that you can make in the oven, or here's a salad that's just lettuce with some basic dressing. I just wish that could be different somehow, but I'm not sure how without having to spend more money and them costing more money, and to, put more ingredients so that you can have a better side dish, if that makes any sense. Anyway, the cheese blend was awesome. I liked it a lot. I'm happy to have more. But like I said, I'm not sure that I'd make it again, if only because I probably wouldn't want to go and buy all those cheeses and then use only a portion of it. But anyway, so thanks guys for watching. I'll talk to you guys in my next video, and I promise the Disney videos are coming up really soon. Alright, bye!